Good evening and
Hey,
welcome.
Merry Christmas, festive week.
Mhm.
It's funny because Grayden and I were sitting here talking about how busy our week has been.
Yeah,
And normally the week with Christmas in it, you kind of slow
Mhm.
down a little.
you
And it
try.
seems like just about everybody else around me has done that, right?
Yeah,
No, we've working hard on the new business. You're working
yeah.
hard on making your studio work,
Mhm.
and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm going to Etobicoke
Can't
to see
wait.
my granddaughter and
Mhm.
be a bit of Santa Claus. So this will be
Right on.
great.
Yeah,
And then a relaxing day of closed Christmas.
yeah. And you made some cookies this year as
I did
well.
make cookies.
I
Stephanie made cookies.
Stephanie made
I
cookies.
helped. I'm the
Yeah.
on that one.
I
I'm the
think
sous chef.
I want to share. Like I got a box of
I
cookies from Joe this
decorated. So
evening.
if you see the
It is beautiful.
the Christmas tree ones, it looks like they're decorated with
Very
balls on them.
creative.
We've got shortbreads with
Yeah,
other snowfall on them, and
yeah.
Rice Krispie squares and
Yeah,
butterscotch or
yeah.
butter
The
tart
Rice Krispies.
squares.
Yeah, the
And-
butter. I like that. This
oh no,
is
they're very
great.
good.
I think I had some comments last week about how people love the fact I was just like munching away while we were
But,
chatting.
oh no, well,
So I feel like this is something we should
you're the
continue
new-
on. You
yeah,
know,
so we'll eat at every show. We'll find something
Mhm.
that fits. I think there's something there called Hello Dollies, and they're kind of a no
Oh.
bake kind of thing. And Stephanie made them and
Lovely.
loves them.
Yeah.
And
And I heard as well we're going to be visiting hospice in the new year,
great.
and we were talking to them, and they're going to have their chef cook up some treats for us, maybe some of their volunteer cooks.
See if we can turn
cook up
this
some
into
stuff
a
as
neat
well.
snack for us every Tuesday night.
This is
we'll
what I'm
start
thinking,
visiting.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's restaurants in town we haven't done a show from.
we
too.
really
Yeah,
need to get out there
right.
more. I think that's at the end of the day.
So we've got a bunch more events, even though Christmas is just 2 days away. We're now into
Mhm.
January events, so we'll cover some of that. There wasn't a council meeting this week, so
Mhm.
we don't have that. Although we released the aldermen all saying Merry Christmas and or
Lovely video if you
councillors.
haven't
We had
seen
a
it.
fun time with it. If you haven't seen it, it's on City of St. Thomas site.
Mhm.
We had a lot of fun with it.
Speaking of fun,
Yes,
you're going to be doing the levy in the new year on January 10th at the Horton Market.
yes. We call it the mayor's levy, and I want to
Mhm.
call it the councillor's levy,
Mhm.
but it's okay that it's all of council. As many as can be there will be there.
Are you
For
going to have
those-
a forum?
Oh, that's great. We could get big things done at the Horton Market. Yeah. No, as long as we're not proceeding with city business, we can
Mhm.
all be in the same room.
Okay.
But for those that don't know what a levy is, it's like usually a New Year's Day. I think this year I was going to the armories for their levy first thing New Year's morning,
Mhm.
and it used to be standard practice in municipalities, certainly military. Every
Mhm.
mess has a levy. So we decided we'd bring back the tradition and put it off to about the second week of January, and
And what happens at a levy?
more talking and schmoozing. We're
Mhm.
going to give a bit of a recap. There won't be speeches or anything of any import, but we're releasing our what happened in 25 and what's going to happen in 26 documents, our thoughts
Yep.
of where our strategic plan takes us. So that's truly what
Strat
the levy is
plan.
about. Come on out and see us.
And if you want to know more about the strat plan and you don't want to read all the articles online, you can go to a video, which is the previous Beehive from last week.
Oh
And
yes,
Lisa Higgs, the
you've
city
been
manager.
learning all about the stuff.
I
we're doing.
love it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and if we follow through with our checking that once a month,
Mhm.
where are we on our strat plan? Have we done what we said?
Mhm.
And doing some sort of KPI, some sort of key performance indicator. Are we getting this stuff done? Then cities move forward. And that's how we ended up where we are when we attracted Volkswagen. We've attracted the industries and the road repairs and the new water recycling plant. All of those things are all part of our strategic plan, saying we
Mhm.
got to grow. When does this have to happen? Well, it doesn't have to happen for 5 years. Great. Let's plan it for now. Let's start planning it so that in 5 years we can say, did we get that done?
Yeah.
Was it early? Was it late? Is it under budget? Is it over budget?
Mhm.
So great.
The thing that kills me with all that is the budgeting is so intense because you have to budget a year in advance for the entire year.
Yes.
So difficult.
Well, and each department plays a huge role in that rolled up budget. They start early in the middle of the year, early in the year to come
Mhm.
forward with what their budget next year might need to include.
Mhm.
And then start planning how that might be, if it's a road construction project or an industrial project or what it might be,
Yeah.
so that if the budget's approved with that's in it, they're ready to go right away. So it's not all of it happening only because we said so. It's happening
Mhm.
because people thought this is the best thing for the community. Our leadership team, Lisa and her team,
Mhm.
then say yes, and if we can make it all fit, And of course, Adam, the treasurer,
Well,
finds us the cash.
how do the departments fight it out?
Well, they don't truly fight it out. And I'm sure there are communities where that is exactly what you might call it.
Hmm.
And I can remember watching council here long before I was the mayor, where it was, no, I want this, I want this.
Yeah.
Right. We now bring it to them in almost finished fashion. As you saw, even our budget night here, it was maybe a couple of hours worth of talking about the budget at most. Because if you can bring it pretty much done, many communities still play this way. Ours do not. Where, look, if you want it lower than that, you guys cut it. No, we want the departments to do their job and tell us what's critical to our, what infrastructure needs to be fixed, what needs to be fixed in the next couple of years, what is 10 years out so we can start planning for it. But that's why we hire these experts. We hire great people who do great work in our community and then listen to them instead of us pretending we're engineers or transit experts. Right? So perfect. It's exactly how we get there.
Yeah. We've got a Merry Christmas out from Councillor Catherine de Rosier. Merry Christmas to you as well. Thanks for watching.
Yes, and hoping to spend a great deal of time in Elmer in the first 2 weeks of January. Looks like around January 15th for the opening of Elmer. And we'll do a fairly big splash there because we've not been to Elmer before. We haven't done a grand opening at Highbury yet, but we'll get to it. Catherine's top of my list to invite because she's been really a good friend in this last couple of years and
so active,
really
so
love
involved.
what she's doing. So I saw her at the Canada hockey game yesterday too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, there's a young lad from Elmer who's playing on that team.
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah.
And so
it's pretty incredible.
I don't know. Somebody snuck tickets or something. And
yeah.
No. Anyway, way to go. Way to support your community in big ways.
And we have a Merry Christmas from Mark Durbridge as well. Merry Christmas, Mark, and thanks for watching.
Yeah. Look, we want any questions you have. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, but get your stuff on the table so we can come back to it and talk to it, right?
And a Merry Christmas from Sharon Montgomery Anderson, who is our #1 trivia competitor.
No, she is. We're going to have to put trivia back in place because she's probably now used up all her prizes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, right, maybe. I don't know. She got a lot.
She won a lot in the back when we were doing it.
But speaking of prizes,
we really use Steve for that. Right?
Yes. Speaking of prizes. This region just got the transit approved through to 2030.
Yeah,
that's a real prize.
I've got to give my credit to my friends in the region, certainly in Middlesex County. Middlesex Connects is the name of the organization. It's the transit part of Middlesex County, and they have certainly the route number 3 is the St. Thomas to London to Dorchester and back run. As even they've said, one of the most popular ones they have, but they're now instituting a new one from London to Sarnia, London to Grand Bend, a number of more places where you can travel in Middlesex County. I'd love to mimic it. I'd love to keep what we already have connected with them. That's our connection to the London market, to the region, is the Middlesex Connects route. But let's now start working together on our transportation master plans with the county. How do we get somebody from Elmer to St. Thomas, and then therefore on to London, if that's also something else has to happen, or Port Stanley. And let's really start working together as a region, as we keep saying we are on the industrial growth, and this is part of it. So it was a godsend to hear the provincial government funding about 50% of the total transit costs from now till 2030. We've got to hope that the fares pay the rest, or we find ways to work together as a regional community to make it work. So it's perfect.
Absolutely. It's fantastic. And I just want to touch on one of the things you were saying there in terms of jobs and industry. Say you're living in Dorchester and you want to make it down and maybe you get a job working at one of those factories. It's a great way to test it out.
Yeah, or
before you buy a house here.
Come on, right? Or Maple Leaf Foods is on the route on the way back, and that's right by the 401 on Highbury. But how else would you get there if you didn't drive? And so it's and of course what the route we're talking about also goes by Amazon on the way to London. So if you're in St. Thomas and want to work at Amazon, it works, right? So.
No, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Steve Peters is saying, former councillor Peters is saying, it would be great if you could update new Blue Box rules. The change will create a challenge for organizations like the Food Bank and Legion. Merry Christmas. Game to help with trivia. Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
Again, the changes are provincial, but the municipalities, of course, are responsible for waste control and waste pickup. And so the things that are changing the most is what there'll be more things that are able to go into a household blue box,
Mm-hmm.
and there'll be a list of those. And we should we'll do part of a show on that, talking about
What
what
are
else.
these changes? What's happening?
Well, the producers of the materials now are
Mm-hmm.
paying for the collection of blue box and recycling.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're trying to get as much of their stuff into those boxes as possible so it can be recycled.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer the city's responsibility, although it is picked up by the city's trash removal people and
Mm-hmm.
recycling people. It's now no cost to the city for this. But one of the strange effects of this happening is there used to be certain businesses that could also put out blue boxes and nobody said anything, and now they're saying no, it's only for households.
So all the stuff in the businesses is going into landfill.
No, because there are plenty of places that already pay to have their. I mean, I'm a business person that pays for his own recycling to be removed, and was the case for a lot. But as Steve mentioned, maybe a place like the food bank was not. It was part of the city pickup, and it was don't look, we're picking up recycling here, even though this isn't a house.
Right.
Now they're putting a little more emphasis on that. We keep talking with the province and the group that is now responsible for all this recycling about what about the small business, what about these small industries,
charities, nonprofits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think we're quite over with it, but we better tell people what can now go in their household blue box, what goes in their household green bin and stuff, and we'll do that. So it's another future piece.
Very good. We're going to jump into a question we had from last week is about the beach volleyball courts that we were talking about at Pinafore Park. Has there been any updates on that?
No, because it was part of budget, and of course it's winter. Nobody's designing the courts.
These people are very excited about the beach volleyball courts. They're going to be going in at Pinafore.
Happy to hear it, because I've heard a few people who wanted to tell me, can't get the snow plowed, but you can play beach volleyball or whatever, right?
Priorities.
Because when you can be anonymous on social media now, too many people are. So I thank all of our guests tonight being their own real person.
Yes.
But no, it's now in Adrian Griffith and her staff from the parks to now design where it will sit, how it will be. We think there's lots of big open spaces in some of our parks that could easily be used in a far more productive way. I would imagine even in Pinafore Park, there is parts of that park where nobody walks in a week, right? Because it's just big open grass space. Yep. And so where we can make different modulars in our parks, modules in our parks of, there's the beach volleyball area.
Kind of like activations.
There we go.
I love it.
Let's do it. So that's coming. We're doing it. It's pretty cheap to cut grass out, put some sand down, put up some posts and nets. But thank you.
We're going to jump into something more serious. There was a fire in downtown again. Do we know what idea of what the cause was? What are the consequences?
I haven't got the finals on the causes yet. And we really kind of almost always say, there's a group working on that. Fire marshals is working on that, and we'll get that out there. And it may have already been said, and the mayor just doesn't know, because we've just been working with the tenants. First of all, there are some people who are certainly misplaced from their homes in the upper apartments. There's 3 businesses involved: the Lucky Gardens Chinese restaurant, the Joe's Gym, and
Crazy Joe's
Gym. I didn't want to call him that. You can.
I had a membership there for a while.
York Pharmacy has some damage, and we're really working on getting them back open or helping them clean up. And a few phone calls with all of these people to try and make sure the fire department's saying yes, it's okay. And then we knew we had to take down the building right away, and we saved the
block, the 1885, I think it was, the center block.
It's great that the demolishing people were able to do at least that in a pretty good way. But look, we've got to get, I think I read something from Steve today that we've got to get some of these holes in downtown filled back in. And it's the building owners. I mean, people say, why don't you just go fix it? Well, we don't build buildings. Of our own, truly. We get out of the way and help people to be able to build buildings. So we'll be reaching out to the building owners like we have in each of the other spots downtown that are currently an empty spot in our downtown. But it just seems harder to get something like that started today, whether it was the spot across the way where we had that fire also this year.
Mhm.
There's a empty building spot beside Grace Cafe. There's an empty building spot across the road from it. We'd love to get all of those empty spots, because as you and I know from our
Yeah.
downtown, it's filling in, and we
Yeah.
need the space, but we certainly need the housing above it. We count on the one or two
Mhm.
floors of housing above it. So, thank you to our fire people, our rescue people. Everybody in the community comes together, whether it's victim services or the Salvation Army.
Mhm.
Everybody just asks, "How can we help? How can we help?"
Yeah.
We've served a bunch of hamburgers to firemen that day,
Mhm.
right? Because we just do. Who needs what?
Yeah.
So that's what happens with that.
And Candace is saying that Monsignor Morrison had a fundraiser collecting gift cards for the student and the family that were displaced, that were
Perfect.
a part of that.
Thank you for the
That community
community work, and so much of it goes unnoticed. Nobody
Mhm.
knows. So much of it we don't know
Yeah.
that it happened, because nobody's doing it for the glory. They're doing it
Mhm.
because it's the right thing to do as a community.
Speaking of the right thing to do, there's a shout out here from Marion saying over 825 individuals enjoyed receiving free food today at the Horton Street Market,
I
courtesy
saw
of
that.
Harvest Hands.
Harvest Hands set up and said, "We've got extra produce and stuff.
Turkeys,
Come get a once
hams.
through, get what you can get. It's the right season." And so over 800, fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you to Harvest Hands. I don't think we recognize them enough either. But we have so many good groups in our community,
and all the volunteers
Right.
that they bring in.
Yeah.
Between Amy and Jim.
and it's fun,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
People go there. Good. Tomorrow's Wednesday. It's my day at Harvest Hands. It's
Or
right,
Monday.
right?
So
Whatever.
my mom was in there on Monday.
Was she? Oh,
Yeah,
great.
so she gave me a
Excellent.
heads up.
So,
Yeah.
Marion, thank you for pointing that out to us. So we don't mention them enough. I know we had Jim on once.
Yeah,
Maybe time. They've done some neat things.
Yeah,
So
let me put that on the list here.
Maybe we could do a show there. We're just talking about being places where there's food.
I'm in. Yeah. Got turkeys,
Yeah,
got
what do you got?
hams.
Yeah.
This is very good.
Give me a carrot. No, good.
Got some more Christmas shout outs from Dale Cummings and Mark McKnight. So Merry
Well, thank
Christmas
Merry
to you guys.
Christmas
Thanks
to
for
both,
those.
to Dale, to Margaret, great friends of ours here on Mayor's Update. And so we're happy we chose to do this Christmas show. We have a New Year's show next week.
Yeah.
And we really want to spend some more time this year being as transparent as we can. And we mentioned already the Mayor's Levy on Saturday, January 10th, 9:30 till noon. Please, we want to have you there. This is your chance to meet all of council, the mayor, and whoever else can be there to help you with questions face to face. Some people maybe don't like coming on Mayor's Update. I don't know, because we sure have great numbers. But come on, see us face to face at the market on the 10th.
Speaking of transparency, how's Fairview going? That the bridge project?
That's a piece of crap. No. Well, we're all a little disappointed it's not open yet. But when you hit this time of year, you start running into not being able to do it. The signal lights are the issue at Talbot and Fairview. I went by today, and it appears as though they were really getting ready to just open Talbot all the way through in both lanes. Good concrete barriers on Fairview and concrete barriers on Burwell, while we wait to hook the signal lights up, and so that when we're ready to go, we're really ready to go. But I'm going to quit predicting it's just about done.
And I don't know if
I can be wrong.
But Candace is saying, and we talked about this, Yurix is temporarily at Queso.
Yes, they are. And I know they're working on some other things, even temporary outside of their building. But look, you want another great contributor to our community, Yurix Pharmacy, and what they do in our community on top of being a great pharmacy. And so, yes, they're at Queso right now, and I know they're doing some deliveries and stuff out of their London store. They went full out on what they had to do about it, and they'll know probably better as we get through the Christmas day of what's possible, what's next, and how soon it will be. They can do other things, and I'll let them announce what those might be. But if you're a customer of Yurix, give them a little leeway on the day of the delivery. They've got a lot to do, and some of it's coming from London. It's now with the Queso setup, it may be even better. But let's thank them for the great work they do in our community too.
More events there, I think.
Oh yes, there's a New Year's Eve skate on December 31st, 11 a.m. to 12:30. Right, so in the morning. This is a family skate, a kids skate, where we kind of mimic New Year's Eve, but it's on New Year's Eve, but the other midnight,
Yeah.
noon, right? And it's hosted by the St. Thomas District of Commerce, and including a number of businesses who help contribute to move on this. But thank you, St. Thomas and District Chamber of Commerce. New Year's Eve for families, Columbus Hall, December 31st, 6 till 7:30. And tickets are still available as the writing of this note. I'm hoping there still is, but contact the Knights of Columbus. And what a great thing to do with your family early in the evening on New Year's Eve. It's probably good for Stephanie and I. We can't seem to last past 9 o'clock anymore. So the fact that I'd be up at midnight will be really hard to determine. But I could go to something that ends at 7, right?
Yep.
That would work.
That's perfect.
New Year's Eve speakeasy for those that can stay up late at Queso Station on the 31st, 7 p.m. till 2 a.m. at Queso.
Sure to be a great time. They always do a phenomenal job.
Remember, there will be some free busing running for you to get home safely, and please don't drink and drive. So tickets are still available for it too. I don't know this one. Not Your Grandma's Bingo and Pop-Up Shop. January 15th at the Rail City Brewing Company. I'm anxious to know what's not my grandma's bingo.
Very curious.
Because grandma loved her bingo, so I don't know, right?
Yeah. I played underground bingo in Toronto when I was there. Now that was something else.
Is there different rules for
It was the same rules, but it was like Rebel Bingo. I did a video for them. It was
full
a bit
contact
crazy.
bingo.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, you were out playing full contact crokinole.
I was. That's right. So at the Senior Center, the last Monday of every month, they're holding a crokinole league in St. Thomas now. So I was there with my parents last night. It was absolutely phenomenal.
I've seen Grayden play crokinole. He brought his board to my cottage.
Hey, when I bring my board, I bring my game.
Oh, no. He was like, okay, and he can plan out a 3-bank and everything. I mean, he's incredible. My finger just hurts, right?
Joe is very talented at it.
I don't mind it, but if you don't play it all the time,
you got to get back.
You got to get back into it, right?
Yep, but the seniors crokinole league at the Senior Center, phenomenal. They had 24 people out last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a whole league. Okay.
Yeah. And they have all the boards there. You just need to show up. Incredible.
I got another one just like it.
Yeah.
Big Brothers and Big Sisters of St. Thomas Elgin. The Big Winter Toss Cornhole Tournament presented by Doug Terry Holmes. January 17th, 4 p.m. at the Joe Thornton Community Center. Fantastic. This is professional cornholing.
Yeah.
All right. So come on, folks. And it's a huge fundraiser for the Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We know they do a curling thing. They do golf. They used to do that ball drop and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I won that one year.
Yeah.
On the day of my wedding, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was phenomenal.
I think that was my ball. You just claimed it. Anyway, tacos and tequila, January 23rd. Tacos and tequila. This sounds like we could do something there.
This is something not to be missed, yeah.
Presented by the St. Thomas and District Chamber of Commerce at the Queso Station. Tickets are still available. Call Christy. Christy's responsible for everything at the Chamber of Commerce. If you call Paul, he'll say, call Christy. So why don't you just call her first? All right? But tacos and tequila. Sounds good. Sipping tequila is...
I'm going to do my best to be there, yeah.
Yeah. The Circus of Life show with Dennis Kowalchuk. Dennis is a friend. January 31st at the Princess Ave Playhouse. That sounds like it would be a great show, too. Shenanigans.
Not your average ladies' night.
That's right. February 20th at Memorial Arena. Proceeds going to the second stage housing, and tickets, again, are still available for that.
Very cool.
We've got through almost all of it. Hey, don't forget the... Christmas trees. I don't know. We go past
Christmas tree spectacular.
Yeah, it goes through next weekend. Correct?
Jess is there right now. She's scheduling with a friend and her son, and so all the kids and Jess are there going through the spectacular again right now.
And we better get done on Mayor's update because you're supposed to pick them up or something.
No, I'm not picking. I've got to go pick up Christmas gifts right after this. That's my plan.
Oh, you've left your shopping till the 23rd.
Jess gave me a list, and I've got to go and get it.
Okay, good. Hope that's fun. I'm done. Right?
Congratulations. That's incredible.
Yeah, because Stephanie and I just decided we weren't giving anything this year.
That's more.
I'm not saying that. Somebody asked me, "What did you get, Stephanie?" And I said, "A new Wendy's."
Two.
Yeah, two. Right. So
that going to be a song.
There's a little cost to those. Winter at the Horton Market, of course. Saturday's still on
every
9
Saturday,
to 1.
Phenomenal.
Oh, the Railway Museum Christmas tree event. Do you know when
Hmm.
it goes till? It
I
is New
think
Year's, isn't
it's
it?
basically to New Year's. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
Okay.
understanding. Yep.
There's PSTR, Santa Train Rides. All right.
Hmm.
We talked about it last time. And the Rough Day Launch Party. That is January the 17th, 6 to 10 p.m. at the Railway City Brewing Company. It is the proceeds go to the new animal shelter.
Hmm.
But there's even a custom made beer can that if you buy them, the money goes to
Oh
the
wow.
animal shelter too. Right? I should
Hmm.
get the puppies out and
Hmm.
go get a beer.
Love
What
it.
else you got? We haven't.
We got a shout out. Marcus Hako from the Icebox is saying the beer is going to be served by the Icebox at the Big Toss.
Oh, excellent!
Hmm.
Way to go! There's another guy that kind of quietly behind the scenes has become
Hmm.
kind of the operator of a lot lot of things. I know he
Yeah.
does our concessions and stuff, but some Christmas markets, summer markets. He does a lot of
Movies in the park.
movies in the park, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for being a great part of
Yeah.
our community.
Hmm. And speaking of great people in the community, Chris Patrickman has just joined us. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Wow.
I know. I love it.
Geez, we
Simply
get nothing
Clear
but
Water.
the best. Yeah,
Yeah.
we get nothing but the best guests on this show.
Yes.
Right? And great to have you out. And Merry Christmas to everybody. It's just been such a fun year. I've just been kind of sitting around today trying to think about the mayor's levy and talk about what will we recap. What would be the biggest thing that happened this year, or the news story of the year in St. Thomas? I mean, a couple of negative things like fires or other things that occurred. Some great things about pumps and pipes and roads and trains and
Concrete being poured at PowerCo, Vianode signing in,
Yeah.
whew.
Just so much. What we've been doing, the excellent steps taken on homelessness and housing,
Tiny hope.
Tiny Hope, and
The hospice is now open.
yes,
This year has
hospice
just
after
been
only
like-
30 years of working towards a hospice. So it's really quite incredible what this community can do.
Yeah.
So keep track. We're going to try and share with you everything that we think was important and big that happened in our community this year.
And Margaret's giving a shout out to St. Andrews and United Churches. They're able to collect a great amount of food for the food bank.
Yes. Well, I've been seeing nothing but large piles of food for the food bank, for Christmas Care, for the inn, for each of the different charities around town. Don't ever tell anybody we're not a giving or cooperating community. We
I love our community.
When we get together, we kind of get it together.
Get it together and get it done.
Yes, really quite pleased. And so I feel bad that there's probably some other great groups out there that have done huge things, but quietly did them, and we don't have them on here tonight. So thank them for us if you know who they are. I'll thank you for the whole community and the work it does on food insecurity, poverty eradication, homelessness, and the great work we're trying to do to make people have housing, and the great work that the food bank does and the team there. Just incredible. We couldn't do it if we didn't all do it together. And we mentioned Harvest Hands already, and they almost don't like to be talked about, but we're going to talk about them. So perfect.
And Scott's saying, just a reminder, overnight parking is allowed December 25th, 26th, and January 1st. So there's no excuse for getting behind the wheel after celebrating the holidays, because we want to keep the holidays cheerful.
That's it. Great to have family fun. Great to get together with people, but make sure you're not being part of a problem. Be part of the fun. And of course, as I said, we've got free transit on New Year's Eve evening here in St. Thomas too. So, and love to see more people take advantage of it.
All right. Final question.
Yes.
Now, this is a good one. It's from Doug. It's, what are the pros and cons to the conservation authorities amalgamating into a bigger entity?
Well, less bureaucracy is what the province is saying. Obviously, seven people with an executive director, 7 organizations with a treasurer, those types of things. There's a lot of unanswered questions. I know that this council voted not to ask for it to stay exactly the way it is. We're asking for the province to take guidance from the communities that are involved in conservation authorities. If you're going to make these rules, then pay more of the bills, would be one. Municipalities tend to pay most of the bills, and so we're locally managed. But if the province wants to make these types of changes, and I somewhat agree with less government every time we can get there, but I want to hear the details. The devil's in the details. Mm-hmm. And if we can talk the province into picking up more of the bills for conservation authorities, mm-hmm. then we'll have less serious things like flooding and such. So.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but I've
the
got
mayor's
to turn
got
off my phone.
He's kind of like Batman, you know. He's got the emergency phone coming in. That's the mayor's signal.
Yeah, well, and only certain levels get through, so I've got to find out what that is. But we're just about done, so we'll get back to it. All right.
Yeah.
So that's the thought on it. Is
devil's in the details. You have to see what the real plan is, and then make a decision.
Right, and really, conservation authorities were established to prevent flooding, to manage floodplains, to manage, flooding in our communities. We need to make sure that doesn't go away, or maybe even improves more, mm-hmm. right, as part of it.
Yeah.
And
I can think of some places where houses probably shouldn't be in our community.
There are. And who said yes to that
mm-hmm.
when we had conservation authorities? So we need to make sure mm-hmm. that's part of the thing. I know that our planning department also thinks of things like floodplains under building design. But let's see where the consultation ends up, and that's where the stage we're in with the province right now is hearing from certainly conservation authorities, was given that they would do it. Mm-hmm. I saw a memo from AMO today, from the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, and they said something similar to what I said. Yep. We'd sure love to see the province funding it if you're going to take over the program of managing it.
Right.
So great. Happy to have them do it. It's another bit of money in St. Thomas that goes elsewhere. I'd like to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. All right, final question. What are you looking forward to in the new year?
Oh, look at all the stuff that's coming up. Well, there's a lot going on, and I guess it's been maybe a bit frustrating from people, because I still keep running into people, hey, this power coal plant's not really happening, is it? So have you been buying? We're pouring about 1 million gallons of concrete. So I'm looking for further progress on some of the great big things we did as a community. I guess I should say I'm looking forward to finishing the Fairview piece. Look, we've got a great council here. 2026 is an election year. Mm-hmm. And so you'll have a chance to also judge how we've done, how the world's greatest council, with just a good-looking mayor, but a great council, has done at moving the city forward and mm-hmm. moving the city's prosperity forward with the number of jobs we've attracted. I'm looking forward to more of that coming to fruition. Mm-hmm. And peace on earth, goodwill to men.
Yeah.
No, all of the. There is some. I think we could all get along a little better. Mm-hmm. I mentioned about the messages we get, because social media is anonymous, or to a great degree anonymous, and how much we could all do if we all pitched in on things like Snow Angels or the food bank or other places. So I'm looking forward to more of that.
Yeah.
You. Well, you're going to have your studio done?
Yeah. I'm going to get my studio done probably in 2026, the very beginning of 2026. The new art studio, media studio will be constructed on the farm, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
And then making more art, making more shows.
Yeah, you've been doing a little less art and a lot more media.
Yeah, I had to make a bunch of money over the past couple of years.
Sure helped. Look at how famous you've become just during Mayor's Update. It's incredible.
Yeah, just massive.
Worldwide now.
Yeah.
Right?
No. I'm really looking forward to expanding the slate of shows that we have. I've talked about it, like the history show we've talked about doing with Steve Peters. And then there's a real estate show that I'm putting together with several realtors in the community.
Great.
And then one that I've talked to you about doing housing. Like, how can we figure out what are the best ways to move forward in housing? Let's bring everybody together.
And the real estate show may be a vehicle for that too. So,
they're all interconnected.
Right. Folks, Grayden and I talk about a lot of this stuff when we're just sitting here long before we go on air or after we go on air. But the real answers are, there isn't a place for you to get those facts right now. Mm-hmm. Here in the city of St. Thomas, yes, My FM does a great job with its news as best it can, and its website. The St. Thomas Times Journal is still there, and there's stories. But most people living in St. Thomas don't attend either of those, or attend them less. Mm-hmm. And so, if the more established media can do at getting more news out there.
Yeah.
And real factual news, like Mayor's Update, where we'll tell you when we don't know.
Yep, and we'll do our best to find out.
Right. We'll get the answer for you when we can. So it's the best way 50,000 people can get their information. The city of St. Thomas. As you start to do those other shows, you're actually branching more out, and it becomes more Elgin.
Yep.
And in my business, I'm branching out into Elmer this year too. So I'm becoming more of a not just St. Thomas. So let's plan for that cooperation too, and search for facts before you go to the coffee shop and say your brother's sister's
simple online search.
Friend, right, said this, right?
Yeah. There's so much information out there, and we look forward to providing more of that to you in the new year.
Yes.
All right.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Take care.
To all a good night.
We'll see you next week, guys, for the New Year's episode.
New Year's episode.